Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for holding this hearing. I do want to say that I'm very concerned, Postmaster, about your dismissal or lack of consideration of doing specific analysis in areas of concern regarding our mail delivery and our postal assets. And I might remind you, as I follow the distinguished senator from Connecticut, that today, that this body has oversight responsibility, and we do expect timely collaboration in these important issues that affect each and every one of our constituents and our communities and our state's economics. So I'm going to move on, Mr. DeJoy. The last time you testified before this committee, we discussed my concerns for your proposal for the Reno Processing and Distribution Center. The proposal, as originally crafted, could have led to significant delays in mail delivery. While I appreciate that after months of pushing, USPS finally responded to my calls to keep in-state mail letter processing in Reno, I do remain concerned about the overall implementation of your Delivering for America plan. According to the USPS online performance dashboard, while the standard for receiving and delivering mail in Reno is 2 days, USPS is currently averaging 3 to 4 days in certain zip codes in Reno. And so, can you speak specifically to Reno, if you may, what the USPS is currently doing to get our delivery times down in northern Nevada to the 2-day standard, and when we might expect that?
Yeah. So right now, of course, and I don't know specifically to Reno, but I believe Reno area, all of, I don't want to even say Nevada. Is it
if you come here, could you please learn to say Nevada properly? It is kind of respectful. I appreciate that.
No disrespect intended, and
do you say Illinois if you go to talk to the senator from Illinois?
Why are you making fun of me?
Well, it is a matter of respect. You've been through this body multiple times.
Maybe that's the way I speak. Why are you making fun of me?
I am not making fun of you, sir.
You are making fun of me.
I would like to see the respect due to my state of Nevada, which is experiencing problems in their mail delivery service. When can we expect mail delivery back down to the 2-day standard?
50% of market-dominant mail and packages gets delivered a day in advance. We're at about 85% on time, 95% a day later. We're going to be in that condition for probably the next 8 to 12 months. Okay, when I expect that all mail, through the system reaches its intended. 4 days. The average time is 2.8 days across the nation for mail to be delivered. So.
Thank you. I'd like to move on and talk about the treacherous conditions on the Donner Pass on I-80, which we did speak about also last time. It is the only way to get from Reno to Sacramento. And so a path that you had in your original plan to redistribute mail processing from Reno would have relied on travel, for mail to travel out of Nevada and then, of course, back again. As I mentioned at that time, Donner Pass is some of the most extreme weather in the United States, with over 33 feet of snow annually. And just a few days ago, Donner Pass, again, was closed due to heavy snowfall. So you said you didn't have the data last time. Do you have any data that you could share with us today on how the weather conditions in Donner Pass may have been affecting the Postal Service? As we know, it's closed on over an average of a month a year during various times due to wildfire, snow, and high winds. Since you testified in April, and would you be willing to provide me that information if you don't have it here today and how it impacts our service?
Well, we were speaking about that with regard to the collection mail, the turnaround mail that was going back into the Reno area. I made a trip out to Reno, actually, to look at the plant and the operation. And for a variety of reasons, we took an alternative course. So the turnaround mail will not go through the Donner Pass, will stay local. Mail going out to the rest of the nation will go through the Donner Pass or whatever other direction that we have when it is closed. We're well aware that it is closed, and we have alternate types of arrangements through our transportation, to move to the Sacramento, where the main outgoing processing plant is going to be. I don't have any other specifics that I can get our routings from transportation and show you what we do when it's closed. I can have that sent to you.
Thank you. What Well, I want to talk a little bit about regional transportation optimization, because in October you submitted a request for an advisory opinion from the Postal Regulatory Commission in which you proposed a series of operational changes. One such change is your regional transportation optimization. I'm going to refer to it as RTO. Under this proposal, mail collected at post offices in zip codes more than 50 miles away from the nearest regional processing center and distribution would have their morning and afternoon drop-off and pick-up activities consolidated into a single route. With the Postal Service already failing to meet many of its performance goals, I am concerned you want to cut the volume of routes. Senator Hassan, I think, is concerned about the same thing. And this proposal really unfairly impacts our rural mailers, especially in receipt of their Social Security checks, their medications, and some of those. And so despite concerns that I know many of us have shared with you, you've decided to move forward, which I believe is a misguided proposal, in citing a yet-to-be-proven gains in efficiency along the later legs of delivery. So have you conducted an analysis that conclusively proves that any delays in mail originating in rural areas will be mitigated by the subsequent gains in efficiency, or is this merely conjecture?
We have done extensive analysis on the total operational changes that we are presenting and the cost savings. First off, delivery into these areas will be enhanced because most mail, almost 90% of mail packages originates within a 50-mile radius, and nothing is changing to the delivery. So that will happen. The collection, the most that a single piece mail, somebody mailing a letter, the most that it'll be affected is 1 day allocated across 5 days. It'll still be no longer than 5 days to get to the furthest part in the nation. In your case,
and you have data, you have a report to support this.
It's all filed with the Postal Regulatory Commission.
Thank you. I want to just quickly ask this last question. We have contingency plans. We have bad weather across our nation, many different times of the year. And of course, I'm concerned about our particularly bad weather up in northern Nevada along the I-80 route. Do you have contingency plans in place if routes like ours in Reno, subjected to the RTO initiative, become impassable? And I'm not the only person that may have roads that are impassable. I'm sure if you speak with, the chairman, he'll tell you about roads that are impassable in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and you could probably go after state to state. So do you have a contingency plan in place due to weather conditions?
We have alternate routes and actions that we take. We've been delivering mail for 250 years. We have alternate actions that we take with every disaster, road closure, hurricane, and so forth. Does it get it there the same time? That depends on the consequence of the event we're talking about. But we do have methodologies that we deploy readily, to make sure that the mail gets delivered and collected.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Senator Ossoff, you're recognized for your questions.